Peggy, the cunning stepmom, yawns drowsily on the luxurious sofa. Alice tiptoes forward, clutching the strange purple lipstick, her eyes darting around sneakily. Stepmom Peggy sleeps soundly. Alice giggles mischievously, painting her lips with purple lipstick. Peggy stirs awake, yawning lazily, her hand scratching at the garish purple lips. Her purple lips tremble as eerie smoke spreads. Peggy gasps in shock. Her body swells, twisting her into a bizarre fat cat form. Peggy stares into the mirror, screaming in terror at the twisted reflection of herself. Alice bursting into laughter, pointing mockingly as she giggles uncontrollably at the chaotic scene. Peggy roars in fury, eyes blazing with fire, sharp fangs bared. The air turns thick with tension. Alice dashing away in panic as crumbs and chips scatter wildly across the room. Alice dashes in a zigzag panic through the hallway while Peggy charges after her. An intense chase has begun. Peggy lifts Alice off the ground. Alice struggles desperately, eyes wide with terror. Alice is bound in the laboratory, her face as she cries desperately among the eerie chemical flasks. Peggy smirks wickedly, mixing steaming chemicals, her grin twisted like a mad scientist in the lab. Peggy snarls as she pours the eerie green liquid, spilling across Alice's body. Thick smoke swirls and blinding light erupts. Alice screams in fear as her tiny body starts to morph into a bird. Peggy laughs maniacally, reveling in her twisted success like a mad scientist. On the cold table, Alice, now transformed into a tiny bird, sheds a glistening tear. In the car, Ethan drives with a bright smile, holding a pink teddy bear. Ethan walking slowly through the grand hallway, his curious eyes searching for Alice. In her bird form, Alice dashes forward in panic, wings flapping wildly, her eyes filled with fear. Ethan pauses, eyes filled with curiosity. Ethan, startled, widens his eyes and asks, "Where did this bird come from?" Ethan roars with fury, charging forward as the terrified bird flutters desperately across the living room. Alice, now a tiny bird, cowers in the corner, trembling and weeping. Ethan snarls, claws bared, ready to strike in the pink nursery filled with plush toys. The father cat lifted the bird up as if he wanted to swallow it whole. Peggy, the stepmom, staggers forward, leaning on the wall, her face heavy with exhaustion. Ethan gasps in shock, eyes wide as the bird suddenly flutters free from his grasp. As the bird soars away, a final tear falls, like the last drop spilling from a brimming cup. The bird spreads its wings wide and soars out the window, escaping Cat Dad's grasp in the blink of an eye. The little bird soars through the city night, finally landing in a desolate garbage dump. In the damp garbage dump, the little bird trembles as it picks up scattered snacks from the ground to fill its empty stomach. A terrifying roar echoes through the dark alley. A fierce stray cat emerges. The stray cat crouches low, claws stretched out menacingly. The little bird flaps its wings in panic, eyes wide with fear as neon lights flicker across the alley. In the freezing rain, the little bird curls up under the bench, eyes half shut with exhaustion. The orange cat stands before the mirror. Its chubby body transforms into a slimmer. Peggy bursts into tears. "The kitten smeared my face on purpose and then ran away." The cat dad stands frozen, tears welling in his eyes as he looks around the empty living room. "My child, where are you?" In the bustling city, Cat Dad pastes a missing poster of his kitten. In the bustling street, Ethan falls to his knees, raising the missing poster of Alice. On the worn-out wall, Alice's image in a pink dress stands out. The little bird halts, eyes wide, staring intently. With wings trembling in the bright light, the bird returns to the house. The little bird spots the familiar pink bow, quickly grabs it in its beak, and soars away. In the bright room, the bird gently delivers the pink bow into Ethan's hand. In Ethan's hand, the pink bow gleams in the sunlight. Behind, the family portrait makes his heart ache. His heart trembles as he realizes that little bird is none other than Alice. No way. That little bird, could it really be Alice? Ethan kneels down, gently offering a spoon of medicine to the little bird. Peggy yells, slapping the medicine bottle from Ethan's hand, startling the little bird. Her eyes flare with furious malice. The little bird lowers its beak to sip the scattered droplets on the table. Suddenly, mystical smoke swirls and dazzling light engulfs the room. The little bird dissolves into glowing particles and transforms into Alice, the kitten in her pink dress. Ethan holds Alice tightly in his arms, both sobbing uncontrollably. As the truth is revealed, Peggy freezes, clutching her head in shock. Unable to hold back any longer, Ethan roars into the phone, his voice filled with rage. A thunderous crash echoes as the door bursts open. Two stern police officers charge into the room. Peggy bursts into desperate sobs, struggling helplessly as two officers firmly restrain her. Behind the cold iron bars, Peggy cries in despair, tears streaming endlessly. After all the hardships, Ethan and Alice beam in each other's arms, their joyful smiles filling the room with light.